Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Lamides here, and I have a double gameplay video for all of you folks today. I have one on the Dreams Forest in the snow, and we're gonna build snowman on people's ashes. Let's get it done. And I have another one on Gibraltar. Now, as you can probably tell by the title, we're not really gonna be discussing Call of Duty right now. I have a very interesting story to tell all you guys today. Now, this is beta gameplay. It's just, I got like one of my last ones. I got one more beta gameplay after this, and then it's all out of my system. And from here on out, it's going to be real gameplay. And stay tuned for a gameplay discussing some of the best weapons and CODs, because I'm going to keep you guys updated on what I believe to be the best weapons and patch notes and stuff like that. So, stay tuned for a video on Degreasegun, aka Degreaser, and we'll get through that in another video. But anyways, as you could probably tell by the video title, I have a very interesting story to tell all you guys today. So, I work at a store called Raisin Rack. It's a retail store. I just work at it part-time. I'm gonna get another job too while I'm doing this YouTube thing. That's why I'm a little bit slow in learning YouTube right now, is because I've been, trying to get my job situation over with, get a car and everything. A lot of real life stuff going on. So, at work today, I had this older African woman come in, and she sat some things. I work cashier. She sat some things down. She had like some essential oils or something, like little glass bottles down onto the thing that pulls the stuff. I can't think of the word right now. I don't know why. So she sat it down there, and it's like in the middle, so I can't reach it. And I could push it forward, but she has the purse on the thing. And when people have like their purse or stuff on a thing, I usually don't like to pull it forward, because then they look at me like, "What the hell you do that for?" So I usually don't like to do that. And I was waiting for her to get. I thought maybe she was looking for her little loyalty card thing or something. So I'm just waiting on her, and she, I don't know, she was just taking forever. She's like 80 to 90 years old or something, some older African lady. And I looked away for a second, and then she tipped her things over. And at the time, I didn't know, but she did it on purpose. And she's just their glass bottles, she just knocks them both over to get my attention or something, and then just looking at me with this smart ass look on her face, what you ignoring me for? I thought maybe I did it at first, maybe I accidentally hit the button and jerked it forward or something and knocked it over at the time anyway. But then I asked her how you doing today? Again, because I forgot to say, but I said it initially, but she just ignored me and told her granddaughter to go get some water or whatever. And I said it again, and she still ignored me. I don't, you feel some type of way or something? I don't know what to tell you. So after I said that, I was like, whatever, maybe she's just rude. There's people that come in, you ask, they don't say anything back or whatever. So I said, do you have a Raisin Rack card? Because that's the card that we have. That's our little loyalty card thing, and I work at Raisin Rack. And she looked at me like she didn't hear me or something. So I asked her again, you have a Raisin Rack card? And she said, she's just right before I could finish, do you have the card part? She just interrupted me, and she said, do you guys do discounts here? But she said it all sassy, and she got kind of loud. She was like, do you guys do discounts here? Sorry, that's a pretty bad impression, but no, that was terrible. So she got smart with me, and was being very rude and disrespectful, and whatever. And it was wasn't yelling, but was raising her voice at me. So I was like, what? What do you mean? Discount. I said, what do you mean discount? And she was like, discounts. I've been shopping here for over 30 years. You guys do discounts here. For customers that, whatever. And I was like, I'm not familiar, but I was getting ready to say, but we have a, and then she interrupted me again. What I was going to say was, but we have a loyalty system where a Raisin Rat card, yada, 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 whatever. You guys don't care. So, she interrupted me at that point and was like, she was like, I've been shopping here for over 30 years. I've been shopping here since before you were born, and I don't like your attitude and everything. Like, just look me up in the system. It's I forget what she said her first name was, but she said her last name was Clark. She was like, it's whatever Clark, and like, just look it up. And she said it, repeated her name again. It should be in the system, and just getting smart with me and shit. So I was like, what I said was, I'm not serving you. Like, that's literally what I said. Because I worked at Taco Bell a few years ago. And, we had rude-ass customers all the time. When you work in customer service, you always going to deal with rude customers. And that wasn't the issue. It was like, she took it too far to me. Like, she was raising her voice, being the smart-ass little, whatever. And it was just like, I wanted to say something back. But I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to just remove myself from the situation. This some older lady. I don't even care. She's like 90 years old. I'm not going to argue with her. Whatever. So, because, you get them weird customers. But she took it too far to me. Like, it was just like, you going to come to the store, get in my line, and, like, I mean, to be rude, and there's no excuses for being rude, but some of the daily customers we get that are like assholes and shit, sorry for my cousin. But, some of those customers, like, you can deal with them. It's like, whatever. They're rude, they're disrespectful, but they're not, like, going all out. They're just a little bit rude and disrespectful. She was going at it. Like, she was trying to get at my neck or something. Like, she knew me and had a grudge on me or something. I'm like, I just said, I'm not serving you. And I walked over to register 2. And I said, I'll take who's ever next in line. She's sitting here like, I'll sit here all day. I'll wait all day today. You're not. She said something like, I don't know, like trying to prove she's better than me or something. Something weird. I don't know. So, and I was just like, whatever. I'll take who's ever next on register 2. I'm not even talking to her. I just flat out ignored her. Who's ever next, take you over here. Come on. So, there was just one lady, though. I probably should have mentioned it earlier. There was this white lady behind her. And I knew her. Didn't, know her. But I rung her out before. We had a pretty decent conversation. And, we was talking about, God, atheism and, believing in God and not believing in God and stuff like that. Religious stuff. You guys don't really care about that, what my views are. So, maybe we'll go over that another day. So, we was talking about that stuff. She's telling me about this quote and everything. And I thought it was very interesting, even though she had the opposite point of view as me. And, and she, was cool. Like, she wasn't like a dick or whatever. So, we had a pretty good exchange of words, right? And a pretty good conversation a day that I served her before. So, this lady's behind this black woman. This white lady's behind this black woman. And, it'll be, that fact will be important later. So we'll get back to where I was at. So, dang, where was I? So I'm like, all right, whoever could, you can come over on register 2 or whatever. She sits there for 2 minutes or whatever. So then this older dude that I've also rang out multiple times, very nice guy, came over. He's got this big beard too. Man, I wish I can get a beard. So he came over. And, I begged him out and everything, I'm being calm, polite, like I normally am. Like, how are you doing? Like, have a great day. Would you like this? Do that? Do you have your Raisin Rat card? Just a nice dude. So, he's done. And then the other lady, the white lady, come back over. And I rang her out. And, we finished the discussion because we couldn't remember who said the quote that she said. But she found out. So, it's like Robert something. I can't remember, some philosopher. So she came over, she's telling me that, we're having another, decent exchange. But she heard, at least, she might not heard, the initial, 2 sentences from both of our mouths. But she was over there, listening to her yell at me and being disrespectful. So she comes over here. I'm thinking it's just whatever. It's just another day. I'm not too worried about it. But, we have a discussion, and we're going back and forth. We're not talking about that, but Anyways, while she's in line with me over on Register 2, one of my favorite workers at Raisin Rack, her name is Yvonne. She went over. I feel bad for making her go over too, because even though that older black woman wasn't yelling at Yvonne, she was yelling and cussing. Oh my God, she dropped like every cuss word. I swear to God, she did. The F-bomb, the B-bomb, the S-shikaki. That one, like, was dropping them all off. She said something about corporate Walmart. I'm like, what the hell are you talking? Walmart? What are you talking about? She said something about Lowe's. She said something about slavery. I wasn't hearing the whole conversation because I was ringing out two different people. I'm trying to pay attention to them and everything. But she didn't know my name, but she was looking at me, cussing, having a conversation with Yvonne, saying, you need to get your employees straight. He's very rude, disrespectful, and, I've been shopping here for so long, and something about slavery, and all this other stuff. I'm sitting here like you don't gotta keep going on. Damn. I've been in line it's like 10 minutes later, and she's still cussing. Whatever. So I feel bad for making Yvonne go through that, because she said that customer comes here, not like once a week, but it's a regular customer, been shopping here for as long as she said she was, 30 plus years or whatever. And that she said you just can't let her get under your skin. There's people like that out there that are just rude and disrespectful. And she said she got to me once earlier in life, but I had to go, I dealt with it, and now it's like whatever now. I was like, yeah, that's why I just removed myself from the situation, because I know I'm in customer service, and you gotta keep a good reputation up, and I know how I can be. Like, I don't like dealing with like the everyday disrespectful person. It's whatever. But those people, like, I don't know, maybe I just take it too personal, because I really wanted to like say something like, listen here, you little beep, whatever. But, I just bit my tongue or whatever. She's like, I'm not going to argue with like no 90-year-old, whatever. What's that going to prove? It's going to make me look even worse probably. So I just removed myself from the situation. So anyway, so that white lady. So after they both left, somebody calls the store like 10 minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later. Maybe not even that long. Calls the store, and I pick it up. I'm like, Can't Raisin Rack, how may I help you? Oh shit, now y'all know where I live. Fuck. Psych, no, I don't care. So, Can't Raisin Rack, how may I help you today? And she was like, but y'all don't know if that's Canton in Mexico or Canton in the United States. Yeah, check me now. I might be white, but I might be living in Mexico. You don't know. Anyway, so I answer the phone, I say that, and she's like, can I speak with the manager? Now, the voice sounded, a little bit familiar. Kind of sounded like that white lady I rung out. But I didn't know for sure. I knew it wasn't that black lady, but I knew the situation had to deal with me when she said, can I speak to a manager? Because it didn't sound like the black lady. It sounded like that white lady I rung out. I don't know for sure, though. So, I'm like, sure. And put her on hold. I'm like, yo, Scott, line 1. And he was like, okay. So he answered the phone. He's on the phone with her for like 15 minutes. And they just talking about, she said, you got a cashier there that's racist. And that's like, I didn't hear the conversation, but this is what he told me. Like, she said that you are. He said that she said, but she said he didn't. No, I'm just kidding. That's the song. So he was like, she said that that she called you racist and stuff like that, and he was just asking me to go through the situation, and I was like, I told him the story I told you guys. He told me to basically reenact it. So I told him all that and everything, and then he's like, well, you deal with customer service, and if you can't just say I'm not gonna serve this person, because Raisin Rack's gonna serve that person. If you say that, then you don't want to have a job here. I didn't take it personal. I just I knew he was like kind of pep talking me. So I was like, yeah, but see, I'm reenacting this, but I can't reenact her attitude or her rudeness, and I'm not gonna yell because there's customers. You know what I mean? Like, you don't understand. Like, I said, we have these customers here. It's funny. We have these customers here named Bartholomew and Carpenter. Those are their last names. One's a lady, one's an old lady, and old white lady, old white dude. And the Carpenter dude hates it when you don't know how to spell his last name. Because the one time I was like, how you spell your last name? This one I was like, new. He was like, Carpenter. You know, Guy the Hammer. And in my head, I'm thinking, Guy the Hammer? What? Who is that? Like, in my head, Bob the Builder came into my mind. I swear to God. And I'm like, I didn't even say nothing. Like, I was lost. He was like, a carpenter? I was like, oh, okay, he's talking about, a carpenter, right? I'm like, all right, whatever. You could have just told me how to spell it. Who knows? It could have been spelled T-E-R like normal. It could have been spelled D-E-R, maybe a whole nother word. You don't know. American last names are retarded. So, anyways, there's people like him and this other Bartholomew, some kind of religious freak, basically. She got mad at me because I didn't know how to spell Bartholomew. She said, you ever read the Bible? I said, I never read the full Bible. I ain't read it all. Man, please. And by the way, no, I'm not a Christian. So, those people, I don't care. They're assholes, but let them be assholes. Because they're just assholes. Like, this older woman, like, was senile or something. And I didn't put that in consideration when I should have. But, like, she was just a straight douchebag. So, he was just telling me, like, you gotta deal with the person. I'm like, well, I could deal with your Bartholomews and your Carpenters all the time. Like, those customers or whatever. Like, you get those customers every day, and they're not a problem. You know what I mean? Like, but this lady was taking it too far, and I didn't want to deal with her. And I said, like, at Taco Bell, if you had a customer that was taking it too far like that, you could literally go get the manager. And I said, I didn't want to deal with her. So, but he said, but you said I'm not going to serve you, and you didn't go get anyone. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I should have got somebody, and I should have said, like, I have a manager come bring you out. And because I didn't do that. So it made it look like, so even if that two-faced white lady that I was telling you about, I know she called, even if she didn't hear the whole situation, which she heard most of it, and was like, just stepped in line, and all she sees me is like, I'm not serving you. And I walk away. I don't even go get anyone. I just say, I'm not serving you, right? And she doesn't hear anything. Like, that's all she hears is a white dude saying, I'm not serving you, walking away to an older black lady. Like, most people are going to say, like, in their right mind, like, you're racist. Like, screw you, pal. And I would too, like. But, if that's all she heard, then I'm not mad at her. But I know that's not all she heard because she was standing right behind her. So, I was like, yep, you're right. Like, I should have said, let me go get a manager to handle the situation. That's what I should have did. I didn't, and that's where I see my faults at. And, it just like, it was like, okay, all right, well, it's a good situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it happens, whatever. So, that's pretty much about all that happened. So, and if you guys don't know, I'm vegan. So, I thought it was funny. I was like, y'all should take a picture of me, put it on Twitter, and say hashtag ethical vegan, hashtag racist. Because how can you be an ethical vegan and be racist? You feel me? Like, it's just funny. So anyway, this comes to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.